everybody, it's Holly and welcome back to Smile by Holly. Hey, it's wonderful to have you here and thank you for joining me in my craft room. So today I'm starting a series. I just wanted to show you some things about my craft room, how I store my paper, how I store my embellishments, how I store my supplies. And so today, the focus on today's video is how I file my paper. And can I just say, I have a lot of paper. I have been crafting for a very long time. And I really think the key is a good organizational system. Now, this is what I use. I know there's probably a million other ways on how to store your paper and be able to access it easy. So I just wanted to share with you how I store my paper, how I make it easy to, find what I'm looking for, and let's just jump right in and get started. So I am going to be doing a video on how I organize everything in my entire room, but today I just kind of wanted to focus on how I file my paper. Okay, so this is how I file my 8.5 by 11 sheets of printed cardstock. And this works really well. These are just bins that I got from Walmart, and basically they're just regular file folders, which works out really well. Back in the days, you used to just craft with only 8.5 by 11, and then they came out with 12 by 12. So needless to say, I do have a lot of 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock, but I've got everything kind of in theme. Starts out like animal, baby, birthday, boys. You can kind of see the pattern. So if you're looking for something Christmas, here's a lot of Christmas paper. And these are a lot of papers that I just print digitally. I do a lot of digital printing. And once again, my printer is 8.5 by 11. So that's why I tend to have a lot of 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So once again, these are just by theme. You've got nautical, school, winter. And then I start out with my colors. So my yellow, orange, red, pink, up over here. I've got a lot of pink. I love to craft with pink. Pink, green, purple, blue. Over here. Just continuing on with my colors. I really believe that by having your paper organized, you will use it more. And then in my last bin, I've got just kind of some extras, pastels, brights, mediums, some of those types of papers. And then I go to my specialty papers, like my vellum, my embossed, my pearlized, my glitz. And then I just have back in the back some things that I use a lot of, some matching sets like Poppy Moon and Doodlebug. Then down here, I've got some pull-out bins. And this is where I file more of my 6x6 or 4x6 papers. I still need to go in and add, tabs, because I find myself kind of thumbing through these. So once I get the tabs in here, I think it'll make it a little bit easier. Here is how I store my 12 by 12 single sheets of cardstock. I got these kind of like milk crate bins off of Amazon, and they work perfectly for 12 by 12 cardstock. Then I took some poster board from Dollar Tree and I made tabs just to make it a little bit more organized. So you've got your white and your yellow and your pink, your red. And then in my milk crate back here is more of my specialty type paper, my foil paper, glitter paper, things like that. Coming back up, it's by color. I've got my blue, my green, my purple. And then after I have filed by color, that's when I start by theme. We've got birthday and boy. They're all in alphabetical order. Come up here, I've got Christmas and Easter and fall and flowers. So if I'm working on a project with flowers, I can pull out my flower folder and pretty much find, whatever I would need that had a flower on it. And then back here is where I keep more of my just paper packs that I haven't opened up yet. I like to keep my packs all together. It just makes it easier when I'm starting a project. And right here is my shelf where I have all my solid colored cardstock, and it's just assorted by color. And coming over here in my closet is where I keep all my 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Once again, just filed by color, makes it super simple. I can find, you know, there's different shades of the greens or the blues, so I can find pretty much exactly what I am looking for. Got quite a bit of white, some extra stock, and then coming down here is where I have more of my specialty paper, foil, glitter paper, and then down here my printer ink and the paper that I would use for my printer. And this is my second paper closet. I feel really fortunate to have 2 closets for all of my paper. You know, once again, I think the key is organizing. You know, if everything were just stat, it would be hard to know what you had. It would be hard to know what I had. So by organizing it by category, you know, if I'm working on a Christmas project, I can just come on over here to Christmas, and I've got like 10 little paper packs that I can pull from. And then down here, a little bit more paper. At the very bottom is where I've got the paper packs that are all the same. So it's like 25 papers in one pack that are all the same, which works out ideal if you're doing a project and you're making like 20 of one thing. These paper packs really come in handy. And then once I open up these paper packs, I file them as singles over in my single papers. So thanks for joining me on the video today. I hope that maybe I've given you some ideas on how you could store your paper. I mean, paper can sometimes get a little bit overwhelming, especially when you have a lot of it. And once again, this has worked well for me. I hope that maybe it works well for you. So happy crafting, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.